decision, but not only a really bad decision, it just doesn't feel right at the moment for Direwolves. Things just aren't clicking for them. Whereas Knock Knock on the back of a win, this could potentially propel them into the conversation for a playoff spot yet again. We'll be running it back from stage 1. But it is time for us to get underway on Clubhouse. Hope you enjoyed, boys.
Thank you very much, Rob. It's a rematch from not only Stage 1, but also from the EWC qualifiers. Direwolves hold the head-to-head record between these two teams. However, Knock Knock does have one map win in that BO3 in the EWC quals to their name. Unfortunately for them, it's the map that's no longer in the pool of Oregon. We go to Clubhouse, Guz, and I already know that you're on the copium here for Knock Knock.
I mean, copium is certainly one way to describe it, James. I just think I've made the calculated decision. Did you not see the attacking win rates heading into this game? The defensive win rates heading into this game? It is close. Dai was not in the best of form, and they have also sent it to Clubhouse, which only bolsters my prediction. Now, I just hope that I do not get burnt, because they have been in this region for quite some time, South Asia, and I don't think I, or probably anybody, has predicted them with any conviction to win any of their games.
I'm calling it right now. Like, Direwolves had the final ban. They could have taken us to Consulate. If they go on a Clubhouse, there's a very good reason for it. And if they lose here, that is just like abysmal. Like, come on, guys. You don't go to Clubhouse for a third time after finding one round in 2 matches and then lose it again. We're seeing Maverick banned. Okay, so both of the shields are in. That could throw a real spanner in the works. We didn't have the Ying in the Fury game. But it's interesting to me that the Direwolves are changing their attacking ban, getting rid of the Maverick, whereas they got rid of the Thatcher against Bleed and the Grim against Fury. So a little bit of a different kind of Clubhouse pans out without the Maverick in play. And I sure hope Direwolves are ready for it.
You'll see what the final defense ban is. Okay, 2 Barao. So that will maybe then complicate Hard Breach a little bit, but outside of that, with double shield up, and this is probably a bold call, especially being Direwolves and the amount of experience they have, a 4-2 attacking half for me is benchmark. That is what I am aiming for if I'm attacking into Clubhouse. A very well-established map in the meta with both shields up and multiple options to attack every single site, employing at least one of those shields. There are so many opportunities. And even if your hard breach is a little bit compromised, you can make up for that. So we'll see what they bring to the table. Basement up first. So you have the shield option to go a blue Monty or a dirt Monty. Either of those will be effective. We're not seeing either of which initially picked here from Direwolves. And if we don't see shields abused in this match, it is only going to reinforce the discussion point around Direwolves at the moment that they have not taken that next step. You know, Turd said it in the interview, right? Even if you are super comfortable playing shields or you find it quote-unquote boring, tough luck. It is the meta at the moment for a reason because it's so strong and the numbers back it up. You have to be playing it more than you're not.
Yeah, it's just weird to me that we're seeing Striker and Deimos and Flores picked. All of those 3 operators are optionals in my mind. Like, we're going to a basement attack, and there's no Hibana, and you're not even bringing a shield for a lacking Hibana. Striker's likely got the secondary hard breaches, and he does. I just feel like Direwolves somehow have managed to not bring a shield and also bring the bare minimum hard breach for a basement attack.
Well, then, surely they've done proper prep for this map. As you mentioned, they've been smashed on it twice. So if they haven't done proper preparation for this game, then I don't really know what they expect.
If I was Knock Knock and I knew this lineup, like, I'm hard roaming as much as possible. And we're using an exothermic on the top floor. Like, man, I hope some of these hatches are open. Immediately Bin Bin's taken down. Early pick there for Knock Knock. Direwolves off to a very rough start already.
And you lose the best roam clear operator. So how now do you gather this information? It's going to be fully reliant on drones, 4 of which are already in the grave. Direwolves potentially off to the absolute worst possible start on this map. And I don't want to sound too negative, but that is just the objective truth. Peak does find at least one back though, and it is the regen util on the Legion. Default camera up. Okay, taken down. But Knock Knock have the advantage and can look to solidify site.
The most important operator to keep alive here for Direwolves right now is his Bark. He's the one with the 2 hard breach tin can openers. Can we have a look, observers, if the hatches, any of the hatches pre-opened or soft? Alright, so kitchen, yeah, we've got 3 hatches. We've got 1 exothermic left and 2 tin can openers. So that's your 3 hatches. That means you've got nothing for church wall at all. Nothing for dirt.
Yeah, I don't like this.
This is a very L lineup.
I think the best win con from here is straight up kitchen hatch drop, right? I can only imagine, but then you have the Goya to worry about.
You have
Nitros.
you have no dirt, man. How are you doing
Yeah.
that with no dirt? You gotta. No, you're not breaching blue if that's the case. That's for sure.
Well, Clubhouse is a map that relies on fundamentals, and unfortunately here, round 1, Daiwos are falling short of the mark. Seal will try with the spell peak next to on hat.
No, Seal's got flashes. Seal's got flashes, so the tin can openers must have been on Pika. So
Right.
that's the last hard breach, just opening this kitchen hatch. They used 2 exothermic charges. Oh, they're so lucky that Dirt's soft.
Oh, they still screwed it up.
Yeah, okay.
Wait,
Oh, it's bugged.
what?
It's bugged.
Can we see from his POV, please?
He-
I
That
don't
was
know if
weird.
it was bugged. I think he just screwed it up.
That it
I don't
looked
know.
like it. It looked like it rubber banded.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Weird either way.
Alright. 20 seconds to play, 3v4. At least they do have their dirt pressure. They need to make good on it. The Azami is going to make this very difficult. However, Souffle takes him down very early. That's the player you need to take down. Drop down the hatch. Doesn't seem successful, but Souffle's found his 2.
Time.
And maybe Harambe can look for a plant. On the buzzer, 7 seconds, Souffle has got to cover, and he can't cover both angles at once. Jittery's going to be able to get through the rotate hole. He might be able to deny the plant, but not in time, Souffle! He's bailed Direwolves out of the round. He never should have won it.
They've gotten away with that round, Direwolves. Very fortunate. I think one of the biggest key picks that they got for free was really onto the Azami there. Needed to see more value from that position. With Dirt Barricade up and that position, you know, being signaled to the rest of the defense, the Azami, if able to hold AKs, is just in an absolute terrible position for the attack to try and clear. But unfortunately, immediately died. A lot of pressure on those over towards Church. The retake attempt was covered correctly. Here is that kill back onto the Azami. Not sure if Invi was caught off guard or the util was misplaced or a bit of both. And then Jittery Z-Ducks unable to combine. Souffle on 28 HP. Able to find both picks. And Direwolves get away with a scrappy round to open up this match.
I think Knock Knock, they know how to play a lot of these early rounds. They have a lot of talented players. We saw that on that Rome game. Sometimes it just comes down to knowing exactly how to play those late moments of win conditions. Like, how do you lock out your 60-40 advantages? Because I think it was probably more than a 60-40 advantage there for Knock Knock in that 4v3, and yet they somehow lost it. Credit to the Souffle for really landing those shots. All on him that round, 100%.
Striker again in play here. Not sure what util belt Bidbid has this time around, but secondary shotgun always useful for hard breach. Elsewhere we saw CC wall open uncontested as well. Compositions are quite intriguing this round. We're also going to see the Tachanka in play, which is certainly a pocket pick. More often than not, teams, if they want to deny area, they will typically bring smoke. Just a little bit more mobile and certainly less vulnerable while placing the ability. The Shimika launcher will leave Jittery exposed when he has that in place. So I was just getting about their groundwork though currently. Use the ball next on the agenda, and I think it was just opening up. You can hear Secretary EMP is up above. And it is in fact open. Initial peek and a swing, aggressive from Seal. Looking to try and open bathroom wall. Misses the util.
That's a bit awkward.
Has none left. That's a big mistake.
I like the entry though to try and take that fight. It's a shame he didn't get the kill there. Who's that in gym? Vacated, I think now. Yep, there you go.
It was Jittery.
Oh man,
I think.
these outlines are killing me. Seal goes in. Souffle's coming on from below. Z-Ducks has also gone for a big flank, but Pika's likely to cut him off. Here comes Souffle, and there's going to be the free kill onto Z-Ducks as he tries to flank the main stairs. Now time to enter the site, and the Vulcan canister, the fire, will lock Sandy out of it. It's a 1v3, and Direwolves know how to lock this one out easy as you like. Sandy will start to make his way through office. Harambe is watching this angle, low HP, and he will find the shots. Beautiful from Dials. That's 2 attacks back to back. Second one far more confident than the first.
Okay, now look, it hasn't been the best of starts for my boys at Knock Knock, I will say. Hasn't been great. I was doing a good job to open exterior breach. It's a shame, Ramsbuck did get that opening pick. Unfortunately, that lurk up main unlocked so many key positions. Judy was also low on HP on that Tachanka and never really got value in denying area towards breach, which I think was the initial plan there, where he was posted up inside of gym before being forced out. So a lot of the strategy there for Knock Knock not really able to connect. It was disrupted quite well there by Direwolves. But you see a reattempt, different set of utility, however, this time around from the defense. We'll see if Direwolves can break it down once more. The Nook in play, so expecting Souffle to play lurk position down below. 5 kills for him so far. And that's going to make things tricky for Knock Knock if they force offside.
I think Direwolves, I don't know, I wonder if they're going to go for another just pretty much direct take, because I feel like they really should not have lost that round. I'm surprised that they're not looking to try and clear either the map across or really try and utilize that vert at least. Really, I mean, it was the fact that they had that lurk in combination with that explosive execute onto site that made it so dominant for them. Still no Monty or Blitz, by the way.
No, which is, again, I understand that some teams may just not particularly feel the need to play it. Maybe in a matchup like this, especially where you can sort of just do the fundamentals and outclass your opponent in that aspect. So I can maybe understand it, but the numbers just don't lie. They're so strong at the moment. There's been such a huge uptick, especially in the Monty win rate. It's pretty inexcusable at this point to not be bringing it at some point, especially with both up. But look, the ultimate number at the top doesn't lie. They have won the first 2 rounds, so too critical. Jacuzzi wall opened up. No hard breach denial from Knock Knock in this particular round. We did mention that as maybe being a bit of a talking point with 2 Brow banned out. So too the Mav. Could have been a bit more contest on breach with the Kaid and the Bandit, but not the case in this round.
Bomb located by attackers.
I'm just going to see what Zedox's plan is, because last round he flanked main stairs very late. Oh, what's going on here? Almost timing. Zedox is going to try and hold on to Bar a little bit longer this time, instead of loitering all the way down in the basement where he's likely to not be able to come back and get to site. He was cut off very well last time around. It's like no action really going down to his position. I like that Envy's on the Wamai playing in that bathroom position, but it's not going to save him. The other thing that you can do is try and play that Bandit, and I'm a little bit surprised that Knock Knock didn't actually bring any wall denial. The Bandit is a nice way to try and hold onto that bathroom wall for a bit longer, but now the site is wide open. Direwolves are very close to going for this.
Envy, though, does get the first, so Habana off the board. Not the largest loss in terms of the utility department, but could disrupt this push. It's another good drone up main, and we saw that break down the defense last time.
Flashbang ready. This one needs to land. Oh no, it's not going to get him. Easy kill there for Ramseth Bach. There was a second player on that hatch. Where's the refrag here? Knock Knock are holding their crosses. Oh, Haramba, you got to check this angle, mate. Nope, he won't.
They're back, James.
Ramseth Bach is...
They're back. They're locked in. They're locked in. Look at this. Dominance. Dominance here on the retake. They double down on the side, James, and they pull it
How
off.
do they lose that? Okay, there we go. He still gets down. All right, guys. Give me your best.
We're back.
Convince me to vote for Knock Knock. You got 30 seconds.
Gee, you really put me on the spot there.
Give me the elevator pitch.
I don't know if I can actually make a coherent argument in 30 seconds, but I will say reattempting that site and bringing a different composition and dominating the round is rather impactful. Certainly a positive sign. I do want to see a bit more in basement though. Last time basement, they absolutely should have won that round by almost every metric. So we'll see if it's cleaner this time. And then certainly there are going to be concerns past DC.
By the way, here. Ramseth Bach just, yeah. He played that well, but that's kind of on Direwolves. Like, they've been sitting on that hatch for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Don't even know that there's someone directly under you. You're not flashing directly under the hatch. You're only flashing deep.
I mean, sometimes going for a cheese play is a very legitimate tactic that teams will employ
Oh, yeah.
if they identify that teams are being lazy with droning or there's a particular position they're not clearing. So don't hate it, and it worked.
If he'd been sitting there for a while, he might have even heard the
10
ping get
seconds
through from
remaining.
that stun grenade about 10 seconds earlier. Had a read on what the play
5
was.
seconds to insertion.
As we go back down to the basement, though, I'm seeing
Attackers are
only
moving
the
out to
striker
locate
for
a bomb
hard
and
breach
defuse it.
again.
I don't like this
Secondary hold.
composition at all. No shield,
Bring Hibana.
no
Hibana's so good,
Hibana.
man.
It's perplexing is one way to describe it.
If Knock Knock had one set of impact grenades on, the Legion, for example, or the Azami, they've opted to bring barbed wire and the BP instead. But if that was one pair of impacts, like, you're just never getting Kitchen Hatch open. You do that.
Yeah, if I saw the EXO from that last round and remembered it going into round 4, I'd just be calling someone to bring impacts. I mean, maybe they respect Direwolves too much and expect them to not do that again, but they will be mistaken.
Freebie!
Where was Jittery going there?
No holes for the impacts here, no holes for a C4.
And-
No awareness of verticality, no single C4 on the board. Still a roamer at large upstairs. This could bring it back for Knock Knock, never mind. Another player going for a flank up here. This is
Bomb
desperate.
located by attackers.
Direwolves are in the hot seat here.
I mean, I guess the positive for the Divers composition is that it works quite well when they roam heavy with the line in play, and the advantage they have now, hard breach, is not as imperative. Zedux still up above. He's been on the lurk in
Attackers have
multiple
dropped the
rounds
bomb
so far. Midway point of the round, he'll now look to make his way down east stairs. In the meantime, Envy did find a kill, and he will escape as well. So they can look to fortify site. 3 versus 4 basement, not the absolute worst position for the defense to find themselves in.
Oh, they're going to drop. They're going to go for this pretty much now. Want to see Envy fortify his position at
Attackers
AKs.
have recovered their diffuser.
Want to see him be
Attackers
that
dropped
player
the
to
diffuser.
prevent this plant from going down, prevent the push in from dirt. Even Moto Hatch is close. You should be playing someone in Moto here to contest main stairs as well. Get that crossfire. This is such a difficult attack. Okay, Moto Hatch finally gets open. That's good. The Vulcan popped as well. Oh, that's an unfortunate keeper barrier on the roof there. That was a misthrow.
Yeah, well, they're not throwing anything away for free here, the defense, which is good. Dire was maybe wanting to go for that push a little bit earlier for the drop. Just having to wait a little bit longer now. 2 stack dirt. 2 stack above. 1 may stay above for the post, but still eventually needs to drop for the plant.
Flashes. He wants to push for a kill before going for a plant. He knows how vulnerable he is. The Binbin's there to cover him. Bin going massive this round. Putting Knock Knock in the bin. 4v1. Zedux low HP and he's got no clue. Finally puts down Bin, but he's cut off from so many different angles and this is an impossible task on the retake. There's anything going for him? It's that Harambe and Pika are both low HP and he does seemingly have a bit of information on this bulletproof, but Harambe will lock him down. Knock Knock, man. They had the advantage in that round as well, but Direwolves looked very clean on those side entries.
Yeah, side entries were really good and good damage off site as well. Gave them the advantage in the late round and the confidence to flood site. Didn't rush the plant. And I think that was ultimately the correct shot call from Direwolves. Knock Knock again, and I feel like I repeat myself every playday, but identifying and converting win conditions, especially as they continue to evolve into the late round for the teams from South Asia, continues to be their biggest weakness. They have so many opportunities to win rounds or to be more competitive in rounds, and they tend to get run over. And it's something that they're just going to need to continue to dip away at. We do go over to Cash CC round 5, first appearance in this match, and so too is the Scopos. Now, if there is any site in the game, James, it is this one where you bring Monty for rafters, and I don't think they're going to bring it. So I think I'm going clinically insane.
Yeah.
Maybe Fuchsia.
We have the Clash. We have the Clash and the Smoke, which are good Monty counters, but yeah. You know what I would love to see? I reckon if you put Scopos, Bot Garage, and Harry Potter under the stairs, I reckon 9 times out of 10 you stand right there.
Ooh. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, see, next to that little shelving unit down there, if you just chuck one in prep phase, you chuck it down there.
It'd be hard to see.
Yeah, they are quite dark, the the shells while they're deactivated. Be hard to see sometimes. Anyway, yeah, I really wonder what Zedux is going to do with it. Oh, he's playing Rafters with it, so he's gonna play his life, and then if he thinks he's gonna die, he's just gonna teleport out. Problem is, he has to be crouching. Like he can't go prone and then teleport out. So it's I don't know how much I rate the position.
Quite risky. I mean, it's so useful from the Capitao though if it's played well. So we'll see.
Bomb located by attackers.
Without the Amonti on the board, arguably he does fortify that position. Zedux does forfeit it though, quite early on into the piece, picking outside garage. And I think he actually is in Harry Potter now, James.
This is where we want him.
Oh, no.
He's gone down.
Is out of there.
Never mind. Where is it? Why is he retreating? Where's his other shell? If the obs can at some point check the other shell, that would be great. There we go. Top red. So he's just going to roam and then be back on site top red. And his second shell is now being a deployable shield at top red. Very cheeky. Early pick though, and the Clash somehow dies. The Clash should never be the first one to die. Don't really know how he was exposed. Oh my god, Jittery, that is ballsy and unnecessary. Zedux, he's gone. And his inactive shell will now be nothing more than a deployable shield and a camera. Envy and Sandy looking desperate. I think this round is over.
Yep. Well, if you want an example of Knock struggling for win conditions at this level of siege, that round is a really good example. They forfeit Capitao 3. Capitao is not needed. Monty is not needed. Clash dies first, and then a repeak into an exposed breach. It just fundamental failures back to back to back, and it just equates to a very one-sided round. Direwolves, to their credit, they identify those particular weaknesses, they execute upon them, so it's not taking away from them, but this is not really what I expected from Knock. But in some respects I did, because I also mentioned in the pre-match that their defensive win rate has been really poor. And I think, unfortunately, Clubhouse is starting to expose some of those fundamental issues at the moment.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm noticing with Knock is like as soon as they lose one tiny bit, like imagine
They panic. They panic.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, so imagine a round is like both teams start on 100 HP, right? And you lose HP as it looks like you're starting to lose the round. As soon as Knock lose like 20 HP, everyone decides to take a risk and make a play.
Yeah.
Like, we lost our Clash. Okay, I'm going to swing the breach. Oh, you died because I wasn't ready for that. They know how to do their due diligence and play fundamentals. Oh no, we're now 2 players down. I'm going to overpeak from Oil Pit with Scopos. No, you're dead. So, like, a Knock round where there's like a 40% chance they're going to win, that immediately just turns into a 5% chance out of nowhere.
Yeah, I actually really like that analogy, and I think it would even convert to the late round where even when they're in advantageous positions where a typical good fundamental team would say have an 80 to 90% chance of winning the round, more often than not feels like a 50-50 or even less for Knock, because you're right, as soon as maybe a little piece of that puzzle crumbles or they have to quickly switch something up, it just turns into a bit of a panicked mess sometimes, which comes with experience, so hopefully that continues to improve.
Well, to their credit, Jittery has just successfully tricked one of the hard breach exothermics from Harambe on the con wall. Yeah, very clean.
We haven't seen a ton of wall denial in this match, right? The Bandit and Kaya just seen little play. They're both in this round.
Doubling down now. That was unfortunate timing.
Did he cancel that or did it eat it up?
Nope. It ate it up. He did not cancel it.
So both Exos are down.
Yep.
Oh no, Harambe.
Or busts.
Oh no.
Varna's going to try and do the job, but...
Oh boy. Okay, wait. James. This is where it's a 95% win chance for Knock, okay? 99% chance now after that. This round is a must win. Please, Knock. Just solidify sight. Do not overpeak. Do not panic. Do not give anything for free. It's almost unlosable at this point. You have done everything absolutely perfect, and Direwolves have completely thrown.
Not a single piece of hard breach has been successful this round. Tiny little details for Direwolves costing them so much. I mean, you can't blame the Hibana too much. That was always going to be a loss, but that Thermite, Harambe losing both of his exothermics. One just on an audio cue from the Bandit. And the second one, because his Thatcher came too late, he didn't cancel it. That's another blunder. Now they just have to go for broke. Like, at least for Direwolves now, guys, they have a license to just YOLO. Because they're like, you should lose this round, so just YOLO.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've reached that 4-round benchmark that I stated earlier, so they can throw caution to the wind here.
Why Knock Knock falling back? Why are you punching that, Harambe? That's not into your favor to detonate.
I love
that. Just
Harambe,
keep it
but he
alive.
has absolutely trolled this round, like, to the nth degree. Almost everything he could have done wrong, he has done wrong.
Except getting a kill under Envy.
Oh no, guys, they're going to lose this
And
round,
guess
aren't
what? Direwolves have a numbers advantage, and they got the Thinker to try and heal Harambe back up again.
they? I'm going to cry.
Oh man. Hold back those tears for another moment, Gus. 30 seconds to play. Knock Knock can still win this. The lock out there. Oh, Steel's going for this plant. Someone needs to go Jim to deny it. Where is the plant denial?
Oh,
there it
Nitro!
is.
It's huge!
Just barely from Jittery. Toss it over. Denies that plant. Now solid positions for the defense. Souffle, a loose nade, gets eaten up by that ADS, but Pika is big. Finds his big pig. Now it's all up to the cover, but Rhymes with Buck is there to try to plant again. And Knock Knock do find their second by the skin of their teeth, the unlosable round. They just managed to win.
Gee, I don't know who that biased caster was getting excited, but I should get rid of him. 4-2 scoreline, and Knock Knock able to keep the match competitive. They got dealt the perfect hand, and it still almost crumbled at the very end there with Nitro denial as well, mind you.
Where was that from? I didn't manage to catch during the round. Did he go below, or is it tossed over? Zedux was playing deep on the bomb, and the Kaid Ramzat Buck was
Attackers
playing
need to
like
locate
Jim
and
and
defuse bombs.
top red.
I thought it was
Where's
lobbed
Jittery?
from range, but bottom logically makes a bit more sense.
Maybe we see it in a sec. Who's Bandit?
Yeah, it was from bedroom, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he was the Logi player.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, there you
he
go.
just kind of walked past and no one was watching from the window.
Oh, that was him. That was yeah, he was playing.
He was him,
Dash.
yes.
He was him in that moment. There was a brief moment where Jittery was him. To be fair, Jittery with the Bandit did kind of clutch up that round at the very start by tricking the first exothermic, and then Harambe kind of threw with the second exothermic.
Why did Harambe punch that Vulcan cutter? So that is objectively the worst play I've seen all stage. Not to
Also,
rag
it's
on him,
like,
but that is just...
If you punch
Why?
it, you're definitely taking damage. Like, if you go far away from it and then shoot it, at least you're not going to take any damage. But, like, punch that, immediately your team
Just run
can't-
through it. No one's destroying it. There's no one in a position to even destroy it from the defense.
If a defender tries to swing that and shoot it, to detonate it, you're
More-
going to kill
yeah,
them.
more luck to
You
him.
kill him.
Hey, okay. Respect
A
Knock Knock for
shield!
bringing the shield. Okay, we're cooking.
For the very first time, Gus!
We have time traveled into 2024. We were stuck in
Oh my God, what year
2023.
we were in.
but now we're back.
Bombs located by attackers.
Oh man, oh man. Harambe is the perfect operator to hold this roam for quite some time. You might not be faulted for thinking that this was a CCTV defense, guys, but this is in fact basement, and yet we still have an Azami Raptors and a heavy roam on the top floor.
Go direct shield, lads. Direct shield. One player on site. Peek up. Arsenal. Everybody else is off site.
Yes.
Yep.
The dirt train. This is it.
Is dirt barricaded? That is the question. If it's not barricaded, okay, it is. Okay, that's right. At least the defense will know it's coming.
Easy kitchen take. This is
Attackers have
easy.
dropped the bomb.
Easy breezy. Never mind. Jittery is dead somehow. Where was that? Was that? I bet you right now, Bin Bin was doing that through Vert.
Yep, he would have been. Yeah, Jitter is kitchen, so.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's why you don't exothermic kitchen hatch, man. There's like 10 reasons why you don't exothermic kitchen hatch, especially when you got Hibana.
Surely if you're looking to flood, you could just not get the hatch full stop, right? It's just another retake
Yeah, well,
round
the
for the
problem
defense.
is now if they... Oh, man. Is that Mistrone?
Searching for electronic.
Oh, no.
Uh.
Listen, piecing out. Oh, no.
It hurts.
Oh, hatch is open. Alright, Blitz. Let's see if you can take this 1v1. Nice from Sandy. 1v3 for the old Blitz. Now, shields are OP, but they're not that OP.
60 seconds on the clock, and you're right. It's going to take one hell of a play for Sandy to be able to bring this round back. Unfortunately, I don't think their composition was really allowed to get to work. The roam now vacated. Everybody back on the basement floor. And a blue drop for Sandy.
You wins these, mate. Don't you worry about it. Don't worry about that C4. Oh, Jerry's going the tactical.
Surely Sandy just sits outside and they extend the attack here for another 30 seconds.
Yeah, honestly, if you're taking a tactical, stop trying to win this round, Sandy. You're not winning it. You're not going to try and complicate KD for a blitz. Just sit back and start talking about this.
Oh, whoa. Hold on.
He's got 1 kill. He's about to die.
Attackers have recovered their defuse.
There you go.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Why are you still going to try and play the round out instead of just taking... If you want a tactical timeout, you just have a free one right there. 45-second tactical timeout. Oh, well. Now we see Knock Knock get a chance to really talk this one through. Guys, what is the answer?
The answer to what the question of life or how to win this game. That was you posed that in a very menacing fashion. What is the answer?
Well, if you ask Douglas Adams, it's 42. But I'm asking Michael Gurry. And all I know is that... Oh yeah, sorry, my bad, man. But what we know for sure is that Knock Knock won't be attacking the basement again. It's locked down now. Owls are either going to go to Gym, most likely Gym. Could be CC. And really, Knock Knock need to decide what are they going to do about it. And I tell you what I want to see, guys. I want to see that Monty. And if we're going CCTV, that's exactly the operator I want to see. It's going to be Gym Bedroom. So Monty's still very valuable, and it looks like it's teased out.
Yeah, I totally agree. Monty, let me bring up that stat again. I know you liked my tweet, so I appreciate that. I'll go find it again. I had a look at the EUL stats just because they have quite a depth of
Defenders, protect your bomb.
data.
Careful talking about EU on broadcasts. Jake nearly bit my head off in the previous match for Shield playing EU.
Yeah, I did. I did hear that, but it's also Jake, so he's a bit unhinged.
He just wants to go Reddit viral again.
The Monty ban rate sits at 45% in EUL, and the attacking win rate is still stable. In terms of the actual win rate on those operators, it has shot up from 40% to 58 in EU. So it is a very strong, very strong. But I did get skinned.
Did you see that clip? Did you see that clip where Virtue on the Monty and I can't remember who it was on the blitz, like literally a 2v1, 2 shields versus 1 defender on border, and the poor defender is just absolutely cooked out of his head.
Yeah, there's a bit of hate on the oh, not hate, but dismay in the socials about that ripping into Secret for abusing the meta.
They're playing the meta. They're playing the meta.
Yeah.
Did you blame SSG when they played New Mozzie?
The Neil Mazzy combo.
Did you blame Penta when Tengu picked Monty to reverse sweep EG? Oh.
Did you blame anyone when they played Blackbeard and it had 800 HP?
Oh, I did. I actually did.
Okay, that one's valid. That one's valid.
Everyone who played 800 HP Blackbeard just quit the game.
Well, unfortunately, Xenox has lost the opening pick. Shield still stands, and Sandy's in garage. Okay. Double down.
I don't know where these picks are coming from. That's a big one, though, for Envy. Now a player advantage for the attacking side. And the bomb site has barely been approached as of yet. I don't know how Knock Knock are allowed to find these early picks. Dials need to be careful. They got ants in their pants.
Stay close to me. We're protected.
Can Knock Knock ward off the re-aggress here from Dials? It is rather likely from this position.
Try to get through that.
So doing his best to try and fall back from Cash and has made himself known now in Logi.
Attackers drop
4 versus 3. These are the positions where Knock Knock can sometimes look shaky though. They have so much time in this round and so many drones still standing, plus the Monty to play the front line. They have everything going their way at the moment here to win an attack. They just have to be going about it in a clinical fashion.
Oh, Envy's dead. Envy's dead. There you go. Good read from Souffle.
Yeah,
I mean, he played that so well.
Yeah.
It was a great position. And this is the difference. When Knock Knock are down, they play hyper-aggressive, whereas Souffle, he made an aggressive play, but he did it in the safest way possible. He had been sitting there for a long time. He was patient. He knew exactly what was going to happen. And he took down the sledge on that upside-down rappel. 3v3 advantage flipped. Rhymes with Buck has to be the difference maker this round.
They have so many drones, the Monty still. They need to just be face-checking this with the Monty and or droning. Please, Seal, check it. Okay, good. I'll Rise with Buck rather check it, not Seal.
Oh,
Is Seal able to lock it out? Yeah, I like that.
Jittery, though, needs to win his one here against Pika. Oh, no, he looks the wrong way. Pika's got him dead to rights. I don't know where Sandy's gone, but he's found another pick as well. This might be very winnable, but Seal comes around, back on it again, and somehow shoots the Monty around his shield. Direwolves. Harambe, man. Oh, he's always got the moves, he's got the poses. He's made some questionable plays this game, but he's still giving us the goods on the cam. Direwolves now on the cusp of what may end up being a decisive victory over Knock Knock.
Yeah, potentially my worst prediction in the history of R6 Esports in 5 years. So it's not good for me, and it's not good for Knock Knock. Unfortunately, disappointing in tonight's performance, and disappointing in the sense that they keep finding themselves in traditionally winnable positions and not converting. I mean, another good example there in the late round, it's a 2v1, one of those being a shield onto Seal, and he has still not been comped properly, and the pre-aim, pre-fire crosshair positioning to kill him to turn it into a winnable, much more winnable 2 versus 1, still fell short. This here was also a bit of a turning point, but a bit more forgivable.
So
Souffle was just in a rat position. But this play right here, Sandy, where are you looking? You saw the player rotate Logi. He is being chased by the Monty. You know he's coming back through that door. You're not looking the right way. It's just these little minutiae that is proving to be costly. And that is Rainbow Six in a nutshell. If you make a small mistake against a competent team,
10 seconds left.
you made it look a little bit silly at times. And unfortunately, there's been too much of that from them tonight.
5 seconds left.
Yeah,
before
Knock Knock, when
insertion.
there are those pressure situations, they get the wrong read. I can only assume that what Sandy was looking at there was the player that had killed his teammate on top main. And we saw that that player then vaulted over to try and contest bar, assuming there was another player there. For some reason, Sandy just tunnel visioned that, forgetting that there was the player who was literally fighting half a second to go. 4 rounds now required in a row from Knock Knock. Direwolves got 4 on their opening attack half, and now they've looked pretty much impenetrable on their defensive side. Knock Knock need to get on their bike right now. It's not terrible there from Knock Knock. Already a little breach on. However, they don't manage to kill Pika on the retreat. Pika does deny 1 Selma, but that's no worries for Knock Knock.
Keep a barrier to plug that hole back up. It's on the line of sight now for Sandy to play. Catches something here, flash to cover.
Bomb located by
Opos as well available for Bin Bin to aggress in this round as well.
Oh.
Was that line of sight? Souffle.
Yeah, yeah, Souffle. He got shot in the arm, and then I think he moved off. Oh well. Numbers advantage does for your boys. Knock Knock in the 5v4, still that clash is up. And I really would love to see something cheeky out of this Scopos from Bin Bin. I didn't manage to catch where his shell was. Is it top red?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah, I
see
think I
either.
can see the I can see the outline. Yeah. For some reason, the Observer HUD, even when the Scopos is not using his shell, it will still outline. At least it did a second ago. Is it top? Is it top red?
It's like a game of Where's Wally.
No, it's not top red. Basement?
Everybody knows.
All right.
It would be nice if the HUD showed the position of both shells.
True.
Where it says 1F.
Oh, there it is. We're staring at it. We're literally staring at it right now.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Our Observer literally just come to us. I think it's been destroyed. No, it's just a cat.
Oh, no.
There you go. Thank you, Observer. We found it. And guess what? Bin Bin's found a pick as well. Big. Our numbers are even again. Knock Knock have to get desperate. Big from the Scopos. Bin Bin doing the Lord's work. Eventually traded on back. And that shell now unusable. There's also a clash staring at these players. Good work from the fire. Takes down Souffle. The diffuser's down though. And Seal might be able to seal in the win for Direwolves. Jittery, oh, he finds his one. That was unnecessary, Harambe. Went for the 180. Now the 1v1 for the game comes down to Jittery, but he better not jitter now. He goes for the swing. All he needs is a bit of damage. Seal's got a clutch, and he does! Oh, Direwolves, you made it look scary. You made us sweat. But at the end, you've knocked out Knock Knock from the server. Big win for Direwolves, and a big laugh. Happy days for Harambe and the boys.
Yeah, happy days indeed. Dai was able to get a comprehensive win across the line. Knock Knock falls short of my expectations, and genuinely, I think even the stats on paper, they couldn't quite connect the dots tonight. The late round continued to be a struggle, and some of those key players from Direwolves performing quite decently this evening, just enough to get a confident win across the line for sure.
Yeah, big win, Robert Monday.
Hello.
Look, I hope that you can
Use
jump
my
in
full
here.
government.
Yeah, I
Bro.
also.
You did the
also
same to me,
called
mate.
us- Yeah. I think we need to replace the things at the bottom with our government names. Just
Honestly,
to
I
make
agree.
everyone
And you
feel
know what?
included.
Social security number, basically just
We don't
bank
have those in
details.
Australia, thankfully. How
Ah,
about
thank
this?
God we
How about
don't.
this, Manic? Can you start calling me Mr. Stewart? I'll start calling you Mr. Monday, and we can just ignore Guts because he got his
That
prediction
sounds
wrong
great.
anyway.
Yeah, he's that guy, unfortunately. He just doesn't matter what he predicts. It's
Not
just
my year.
it's not your year. Both stages have been poor from you, which I'm glad to see that not both games from Direwolves have been. They have, I guess, kicked up on the trend. And this was, like, if you came into this stage and you hadn't watched any games previously, you would have been like, why are these casters saying that Direwolves suck, essentially? Why are we even talking about, Knock Knock being a potential win? Well, if you look back, you'll see why. Direwolves show up there. They show up when it matters. My question to you, and this might be a little bit pointed, but is this South Asia diff or is this Direwolves just kind of getting back on a trend?
I don't know. I'm not convinced. But the one thing
Sure.
I will say is, having played 15 rounds of Clubhouse before today across 2 matches and only won one of them, I'm glad that they finally got a win on this map. And even though it is against a quote-unquote easier opponent, a win is a win is a win. And I want to see more out of Direwolves. We know that they are capable of so much more. Today's game was not perfect. Let's be real. But a win over Knock Knock, who are probably at their highest form after having a really close game on this map to rival, and then beating Hasib, I think that's nothing to scoff at.
No, it's not. And we welcome in Harambe, one of our favourites here in the Asia League. And he's given me his dance.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
Harambe,
How you doing?
love
How you
it.
doing?
Mate, why are you asking me how we're doing? Well, I mean, we're doing fantastic. How you doing? I mean, look, it's been an up and down stage so far, but you get a very, very serious result when it matters. What's it like inside the server today?
I'm just happy that I got like positive KD. That's it.
Harambe, I want to talk about the operators a little bit more specifically in this matchup. Both the Blitz and the Montang were available in this game, and you guys didn't play it at all in your first half. Was that a conscious decision? Is there a reason why?
Yeah, we didn't want to bring out shield operators because we don't play like structured siege, not like the shield meta. We're not gonna play that. Yeah, because we figured out if we got 5 guns, and we can just like hold them, and they'll just peek into us.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about this map, Harambe. You went to Clubhouse for the 3rd time this stage. Now, the first time you played it was against Fury, and yeah, you guys got 1 round. And then you played it against Bleed, and I don't need to remind you how that one went. What gave you the idea to go back to Clubhouse a 3rd time, and what did you change to actually win a couple of rounds and, in fact, win the game?
We're really trying to figure out how to win on club against like better teams like Fury and Bleed, and yeah, it's just some stress that I've been working and Juicy with me have been working on, and we're just like testing out in the matches, in the official matches. That's it.
I actually feel like that's a question that I don't think we've asked yet, which is Juicy on the roster. I think we've really only brought it up maybe once or twice, but obviously Juicy now going into the coaching role here for Direwolves. How has how's the transition been? Because obviously you're coming back from a long time off. He's coming back from a long time on. Coach, what's the dynamic like?
He's been doing a fantastic job. Like, not gonna lie. Because when I have to do coaching and playing, it's just overwhelming. It's too stress. It's just too much. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm so glad Juicy is on our roster.
Mate, I'm not going to lie, when that move happened, I think it stunned all of us. I was expecting to get picked up by an Australian team, but no, jumps across the Direwolves. Harambe, look, it feels like there's a positive sentiment in the team right now, which I think is very crucial, especially as we start to head toward playoffs. And, it does look like it's going to be a bit of a dogfight down the bottom. It's not going to be an easy way out. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we let you go?
No, enjoy the game. Enjoy your night. See you guys.
So sweet and simple. Thanks,
So
Harambe.
clean. So clean
I
with
can't-
it, Rob.
I
Honestly,
can't
I
throw
don't.
like that, bro.
I don't know what was cleaner, that throw or Harambe's melee on the Vulcan canister. I couldn't tell you which was cleaner, honestly. We should have asked him about that just to give him a bit of stick, because I'm sure he would have laughed it off. But that was probably his biggest blemish of the night. But that's okay. They won the match in a comprehensive fashion, and I think as well in relation to like my shield question, for instance, I think the way he was phrasing it was they didn't want to play shield meta tonight because they knew they could outskill and outgun their opponents. But it's important to note that that's probably not going to work against stronger teams.
No, I don't think it will. But Dev, again, I kind of said it there in the interview, and it will just back it up. Critical 3 points here for Direwolves, and probably more a critical performance that we've somewhat been missing. Like, I felt like it was a little more together tonight.
Yeah. Look, it's always easier to see a team play against easier opponents and say, "Wow, they just looked so much better this week. What was different?" They were
Crazy.
playing against Knock Knock. That's what was different compared to playing against Bleed last week. But yeah, Knock Knock are a solid team. I think me and guys really, not to toot our own horn, but I think we hit the nail on the head describing Knock Knock and how they tend to really force risks when they don't need to. And I think that what Harambe said about we didn't play shields because we know we just need to gun up, it was really a part of that. I mean, Direwolves have a really solid read onto Knock Knock, knowing that particularly like there was a round, I can't remember which one it was, but it was the one where we really started banging on about Knock Knock because they just like lost 3 players in about 5 seconds over peaking. And Direwolves just know all they have to do is sit there, hold their angles, hold their positions, and even the tiniest little inkling of an advantage over Knock Knock, it will snowball into so much more of an advantage and become a bit of an avalanche in their favor, and that is how so many of these rounds went.
Positive Bin Bin. We love to see that. That's a performance that I think he's much needed since joining the league. It's been obviously a very tough journey so far, guys. We probably look, I guess for the conversation, we really look to the rest of Direwolves games. They play No Cap and then they play Elevate. Wow, that is not an easy ride home, but do you reckon this somewhat secures them? Are they safe now?
Yeah, I think that I would like to think Direwolves are pretty safe. It's difficult to envision them, unfortunately, getting points in those last 2 play days, I think. So they could be a threat. I don't want to make it a blanket statement that they are 100% safe, but in order to get knocked out, not only did Knock Knock and Hesib have to have insane runs to close off this stage, but even Fury, as insane as this is to stay, also need to improve their performances as well. So a lot has to go wrong for Direwolves to not make the top 6.
It's very true, actually. I kind of forget about the whole conversation of Fury and where they're at right now.
Yeah.
I think it's shocking for pretty much the entire region. Anyone who's watched any Asia over the last 2 years, maybe even 3 or 4 years, you'd just be shocked to see where they're at the moment. But a team that is on the rise is Elevate. They go up against the Sib Warriors after this. Final game of the night. Crucially, Dev is still here. Hang on a second.
You never said I was
What's
going,
on
so
there?
you
I
don't
know,
have to
but it
be
doesn't-
like.
No, I do. I do. Do you want to explain to the audience what's happened here?
Oh, I was actually only meant to do 2 games tonight.
2 games. Can you believe that?
But
Two.
but
He
now
was
I'm doing
so
3 games
excited,
tonight.
Rob. So
It
excited.
was.
I
Yeah.
heard that
Sib
SC
Warriors.
Warriors were playing, and I was like, I'm not missing this one.
He's
Pengu
locked in.
tried to get himself on the broadcast, but we
Yeah.
just couldn't do it last second as
No.
much as he loves Hasib.
Yep, unfortunately, it's just not to be the case. But we've got the 2 biggest Hasib fans here as they take on little old Elevate for the final game of the night. If you haven't been here throughout the night, Rival with a very big victory over Fury, which leaves Fury at the bottom of the barrel. Not quite literally in 8th place in the league, but damn near close to it. Bleed then, of course, 7-2 no cap, and it was really a no contest, if you ask me. Direwolves, obviously, just before the break. That was a pretty dominant performance. It might have even been cleaner than that, but we'll leave it at a 7-2. Now we go on to a game that also has the capacity, Xenox, to go 7-2.
I think it actually has the capacity to go 7-1. I think Elevate have that kind of vibe out. Look, I think for Elevate's sake right now, they've got the number 2 mantle. I don't think anyone can dispute that at all. I think that the result between Bleed and No Cap earlier this evening really solidified the gap between those 2 teams respectively. We know for Fury that they're just completely not even up to scratch right now. Mind you, playoff time, things can change. They can find improvement. But as of right now, as we come towards the end of Play Day 5, these guys need to just dominate their opponents, get the job done, take out Hasib. And honestly, the EPS speaks for itself when you kind of look at like some of these numbers. And Hycal, 70% cost, 133 EPS, almost has 50 kills already, 9 and 4 on entry. Some absolutely disgusting stats. Arpe is technically, Rob, the worst rated player on the team, but even still, he's almost even on KD. He's almost even on entry. He's still at least 65% cost, which is the same as Shed. So even for someone who's rated the lowest, he's still performing, and he's the kind of player that can certainly continue to improve the stage. Can these guys beat Bleed later on in playoffs? Maybe. I don't know. But all we need to see is them continue to improve this stage, take that second spot, and almost book themselves a spot in the grand final.
Well, I mean, they could still technically beat Bleed in a best of 1. They still play them next week. And, just to kind of harp on about the storyline for Elevate and how important it is for them to finish strong, if you look back to stage 1, every team in which were, let's just say on the lower end of the table, bottom 3 teams, 7-1, 7-1, 7-0. Now, for me, that is the sign of a team that takes this seriously, that knows what's on the line, and will do what it takes to ensure that they are dominable inside of every single game. And no more so than when they're up against Hasib Warriors, who have had... look, it's not been the greatest stage, Dev. I mean, do you want to come in and save me here? Do you want to try and save some face with me?
Yeah, mate, they've got a point.
They have.
They got one point.
That's a good point.
It is
That
a
is
very good point.
That's a great point. And hey, they got 3 rounds off of Bleed, and then got those rounds revoked because they had to forfeit
So
because
disappointing.
they couldn't get a substitute.
Yeah.
And they lose to Knock Knock, I guess, but I know that's an asterisk in those kind of like national rivalry games or like sub-regional rivalry games that we see like that one. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of good things to say, except that we were impressed with these guys at the start of the stage. They had an okay run against No Cap, a solid run against Direwolves, and of course, looked really great for the first 6 rounds that we got to see of them against Bleed. And we hyped them up going into that Knock Knock game. They were the favorites in our eyes in that game, but they fell. Now this is another chance to prove themselves. If it's the Hasib that would toe-to-toe with Bleed that come up today and play against Elevate, then hey, maybe this is actually a possibility for a close game. But Elevate are undefeated. They are unbesmirched. They have not dropped a single point so far, and that means that this is the best-looking Elevate we've actually ever seen. Last stage, they lost dominantly to Fury. This stage, they're looking in much better form. Last stage, they also lost to Direwolves, so they're yet to play, but I expect they'll take down Direwolves as well. There's a very solid chance that Elevate could actually go flawless in the best of 1 phase, as they already beat Bleed in stage 1 as well. So Hasib Warriors really have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, and we go to the ban phase for the maps, and I really, again, I know we always talk about this being no contest really on any map. I still, unfortunately for Hasib, I just don't have a lot of hope for them. Elevate are just on another level right now. And we are headed to Consulate. Yeah, I'll be honest, Dev. Sorry to cut you out of the conversation here, Jake, for a little bit. But Dev, I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of the Consulate picks I've seen so far for both Asia and OS. I don't know. It just doesn't... It feels like teams still don't have a firm idea on how to attack this map.
Yeah, and look, this is not Hasib's favorite map. In fact, this is their least favorite map. They've banned it in 17 out of the 19 vetoes that they have been part of, that I've got stats for in the last 6 months. And as for Elevate, they've only banned it twice in the last 6 months, so it's actually their second favorite map behind Cafe. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a very one-sided match, especially because it was already looking to be a very one-sided match. Last time these teams met in the server in Stage 1, it was a 7-0 in favor of Elevate. But yeah, I really just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to spin this other than I think Elevate are pretty solid on this map. Like, they've beaten Fury, they've lost to Fury on this one before. Like, it's a decent-ish map for them, for Hasib, historically. Like, they've got one really nice win in the qualifiers against Deadeye Esports, but that's against Deadeye Esports, not against Elevate. So I think that this should be a pretty cut-and-dried affair.
Xenox, the storyline doesn't look great, but Hasib have shown against tough opponents they can turn up their heat. Is it possible, like just theory crafting here, is it possible a defense side for Consulate, maybe they get off to a bit of a run here, maybe they start to make Elevate sweat?
Yeah, I always love to play DA. I was going to actually hop in before then you went and played back over to James, but I was sitting there cooking up way to play Devil's Advocate, which is what DA means.
Oh, is that? Oh, I thought it was District
I thought
Attorney.
It was,
Sorry,
I
mate.
thought it was District Attorney as well, actually. Yeah.
Apologies. Sorry. It just, yeah.
Obviously, the loss to Knock Knock, disappointing, right? And we all know that. And disappointing because they've actually been showing that they've got the capabilities and the quality to take it to some of these other teams in Southeast Asia. You go back before, a week ago, Direwolves 8-6, they go to OT. That's where they got their point. Let's go back even further than that. Another week, Rob. 3-3 at the half into forfeit against 2 bleed. And they were looking great. They were looking really, really good. There was a lot of question marks at that point in time. A lot of people were saying, man, I can't believe we didn't get to see the ending of that game. Week 1, 7-3 loss, no cap. Okay, bit unfortunate, but still got a couple of rounds, right? So, like, this is a team that doesn't just get blown out of the water. No. But for some reason, they just can't get the job done against Knock Knock. If they go beat Knock Knock, they're at 4 points. We're having a whole different conversation for this game. At the end of the day, Elevate should win. But I am hoping, and I'm somewhat expecting, this to still be a contest because of Hasib Warriors' ability to play up to their opponent.
Well, hopefully a competitive match here on Playday 5 for Hasib Warriors. They've obviously shown that they're here to compete. Now we need to see whether they can take points off of the big dogs. They go against Elevate. We head to Consulate.
Thank you very much. And guess what? It's Hasib starting on defense first as well. So if there is any Devil's Advocate to be played here, Jake, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a key element to it. Hasib start on the favored side. They start on the comfortable side. Elevate are the ones who have got to get their heads in the game and their boots in the building.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're wearing boots, of course. They might not be wearing boots. Maybe
they could be wearing sneakers. They could sneak into the building.
Oh, that is an amazing way to play off of the segue. Look, I think that for this particular game, right, the pressure's off for Hasib in some ways, but the pressure's off only because of their inability to close out against Knock Knock or just beat Knock Knock in general, right? I mean, they got beaten as well pretty comprehensively. And it just seems to be this extended trend that they can't beat their South Asia brothers. And while they can certainly be more of a contest against teams above them, and I can't honestly explain to you why, James, but they definitely do perform better against these teams in Southeast Asia. So I think Elevate, I don't want to go as far to say trap game, but they've been clean. They've been flawless. They haven't dropped a single point. 4 games, 4 wins, 12 points, plus 13 around differential. This is where you just got to keep that going. If you win 7-3, 7-4, that's fine by me.
What's Shed been yapping about in the all chat? Bit of bants going back and forth? Yeah, alright.
I don't know
how much... Yeah, I mean, something about, I think it was good luck, have fun, you'll need it, that kind of vibe. Good times. Friendly bants. I'm actually quite excited to see how Elevate attack here,
Attackers need to locate
because
and
Consulate
defuse
is a
as
very
many
hard
bombs
map
as
to
they can.
attack. And Elevator are a very strong team right now. Haven't seen them
Attackers have discovered
play
the location
Consulate
of a bomb.
recently. I personally didn't watch the EWC qualifiers where they played this map against Fury. Last time they played it. But in the stage, and it's not been in one of their vetoes as of yet. And especially with a couple of changes coming out recently. Not only the Skopos on the defense, but we've talked so much about shields. We talked about the Striker and the Sentry becoming a little, particularly the Striker, becoming a little bit more mainstream. We've seen changes to Nook.
seconds
I
left.
thought we were going to see her teased out for a brief moment, but I'm going to be appeased
seconds
anyway
left.
because we got the Glaz, and I love seeing picks like this Glaz.
Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, confidence is key though for Sib, isn't it, right? Sometimes you kind of look at things like spawn peeking as an almost overconfident play, but I think it's certainly kind of mindset you need to have in these sort of matchups where you just go and throw caution to the wind and you see if you can get some early picks, catch them off guard. Consulate's good for that. Did see the Skopos actually, James, earlier this evening on this very map. Do you think we'll see it again? It wasn't amazing.
Yeah,
Alright,
but
nothing special.
I don't know. People are still figuring out how to use Skopos. With time, people will get better at figuring out the best ways to use a gadget. Interesting. Deep smokes very early to enable the Glaz to swing on in. Oh, it's a bait. He's not actually peeking it. He just wants them to hide. I don't really get the point of that. Are they trying to bait them into thinking, oh, it's a rush, guys? But it hasn't forced any of these roamers back. And Din is the one on the defensive side, the Warden. He can just stare through that smoke.
Don't know if we ended up mentioning, by the way, but Elevate play Bleed tomorrow, James. So, you know, you want to have a good, almost warm down tonight, get a good game, make
Oh,
it as
yeah.
quick as possible so you're not up too late. And then you're set up for a big day tomorrow. 3 kills halfway through this round. You know, Hasib. I mean, just, I don't know. I said like one sentence and they just lost the round.
Yeah. Yeah, blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Particularly killing Mira. And, well, Din's now off on a roam. He was a very pivotal player on site, but round is quite simply done and dusted. Elevate, I really like the way they found those picks, but then they didn't over-aggress. They just used the Dokkaebi call. They slowed things right on down. They looked very solid to lock out that advantage, something that we've seen some of these greener teams really struggle to do when they're in the advantage. They're very dangerous positions to be in your 2v4s, 2v5s. Very winnable for the defense if the attack puts a step wrong. But I'm, like I said, really excited to see Elevate on this attack. 4-0 so far in the stage, and attack is just such a big challenge. So that's where one of those picks was, just long angle. I don't know how he got caught out there. And losing that mirror as well was just devastating. I'm just really keen to see what Elevate's ideas are, because we're seeing Glaz, we're seeing Sens.
Oh man,
keep
it's
cooking,
Bliss
man.
2023. Somewhere Guz is rolling over in his grave. He's not dead, but terminology. Yeah, this is not a play that he likes. I think I remember the statistic was something like a 25% win rate when, and this was of course Team Bliss been playing this particular lineup. It's almost like overcooking in some ways when it comes to the strategy, right? Because you're putting so much emphasis on just the Glaz Sens combo, depending if you play it off that particular way. That if one piece of the puzzle falls, then the whole pie can just certainly fall apart.
I think the thing about Glaz Sense, you're dedicating 2 operators that don't bring a lot of other utility to whatever your idea is. By the way, hell of a lot of nades on this lineup. Haven't seen this many nades in the lineup since nades were actually good. And the Glaz is part of that, so he can bring his nades to the case. And when you got the Sens, it's not such a big deal if you don't have anyone bringing smokes, because Sens has got 3 of those light walls. But the key here with playing operators like Glaz and Sens, you do it because the push calls for it, not because you're trying to force an operator. Sens is so good with Glaz. So much better than looking through smokes, because as the Glaz player, you can actually move as much as you want, and you'll still be able to see perfectly clearly through those Sens gates. Whereas with the smokes, you have to be standing still or moving very, very slowly. Not sure what they're trying to cook with it, though.
Yeah, I mean, your guess. I'm not even going to bother. Guys will probably just find a way to laugh at me. I got no idea, James, honestly.
We'll keep an eye on the
Guess
late
is
round.
as good as
where the
mine.
execute comes down.
It's just two play-by-plays, just looking at what Elevate's trying to do against the Civ Warriors. Let's not, like, divulge too much into this. I need to see a bit more presence, though, from Hasib. That's the only thing I will say. They're very stagnant on the defense, not opting to kind of push out, be aggressive. And it's just allowing Elevate to kind of just slowly poke and prod and keep pushing towards the site. Now I call in towards managers so they can start to clear up hallway. I mean, I guess if you want to look at Shed, he's in towards admin. The ROU can block off a lot of the sightline from Baz, but I feel like that's just... Wouldn't you just be better off bringing, like, a Capitao?
Yes, if the sole purpose is to kill Baz, yeah. He's actually going to fall back. Interesting. Oh, opening pick for Hasib. Nice long angle. This is actually very winnable for Hasib because we got these smokes as well.
Here we go.
On the smoke. The gas babes can make this really tight in the late round. Here come the Sen's light walls. I don't know where this Glaz is if he's able to peek on through it. Here goes Enhai Cal, one of the best players in the region right now, and MC straight ahead of him, looking for a planned position. While Ape's gone
dead.
down.
No
Doesn't
Glaz.
matter about that Glaz. He was on the side of the map and not instrumental to this push. Now 3v3 and the cover has to be good. Well done from Shed. This light wall is really nasty. MC's also activated on site up to Din. And yeah, I reckon this round is over. Bit of a confusing one for Elevate.
I will do my best here, James, but I think the way actually he did use the ROU was great in the sense it wasn't just for the hallway that it extended towards long desk, blocking that sight line in towards meeting men. It really did kind of keep them stuck towards top spiral without being able to look into sight, allowing the play with the diffuser to then just get in towards default, get the plant down uncontested. They didn't even use or need the Glaz because Alpe just dies to the Nitro Cell anyway. It's also then really hard to like how do you run around the ROU, right? Like you can't, you're really cut off in that position. You can't just run down the hallway and run through it. Like it actually kind of worked to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, the thing we were talking about where Sens and Glaz goes wrong is when you try and crutch your push on making that utility work. Elevate did the opposite of that. Funnily enough, I think whatever they planned to cook up with the Glaz was not actually what they ended up going for. Because you would typically expect a Glaz to be peeking through the Sens. There's literally no reason why you pick Glaz over some other nade operator if you're not going to be peeking through the Sens. So at the end of it, they were like, oh, well, we need someone on CEO window for a flank. That's just going to be Ape just because he happens to be the free person. The Sens in the end wasn't actually used to enable the peeking of the Glaz. It was to cut off that line of sight, as you were saying, from vending and from front desk, and also to create that gnarly one-way angle that enabled that push into sight.
I think that's actually probably a really good thing that Elevate didn't put all of their eggs in the one basket, which I think typically is seen with that kind of combo. It's kind of like, hey, we're going to play the Sands, we're going to use the ROU maybe this way, as whether it's plan A, whether it's plan B, but whether or not the Glaz plays off it or not, irrelevant. If he does, cool, great, you know, because it combos really well. If it doesn't, then we've got other ways we're going to play off it. So, yeah, always interesting discussion point because we don't see the Sands all that often. And typically when we do see it, as you kind of alluded to before, usually you've got some kind of plan specifically for it. But that just kind of looked like a normal attack formulated off the back of hallway control, clear out long desk with the light walls, and an easy plan. I still want to see, again, a bit more aggression from Hasib Warriors, probably in the middle portion of the round. Not so much right now, like 2 minutes, don't really need to do anything too overzealous, but you know, around that 90-second mark when Elevated just outside site, they're prepping, they're prodding, they're getting their util game going. Can anyone get into a flanking position? Can you get aggressive? Can you get information, intel? Good little angle on the balcony with the Ostertalon shield.
I wonder if it's pretty much the same intention from Elevate, just with a slightly different util setup. Likely we've got a little bit more of an aggressive hold from Hasib. It doesn't look like you're going to try and hold on to that vending position hard. Baz is just playing long desk.
Well, they're playing on site more.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to see some Plantinal come late round. If Elevate are going to keep taking this long.
So I think right now what Fatah needs to do is stay in this position and block the doorways. Gas Babes, he's got 2 more. You've got Shotgun. You need to basically go down with the ship.
Yeah, but he needs to do that, delaying as much time as possible.
Oh, absolutely.
And not if he dies here with 3 gas babes.
Well, he needs to say, you can't come through this doorway. You need to go clear vending, then take long desk and speak easy. He just gets bored from playing balcony. He's like, guys, I'm just sitting behind a shield. I'm bored. I'm gonna go in, and he gets 2 kills. They all then push off of that information as well. And you just kind of wonder, like, how does this keep happening collectively? How does not one play from Hasib in that moment get a trade?
Oh, well, it's all up to Taha. He was meant to be denying the
Oh, this
plant
is
from
winnable.
down below.
James, this is
It's
very
actually
winnable.
The 1v1
1v1
now. 2 players are on the ground. All up to Shed. Taha doesn't really know it. He thinks it's
slugs
still
everywhere.
a 1v3. They're just slugging along for information. Not even going to try and be res. Okay, so he knows
he
one's
could-
down, and he's about to
but he's-
realize the second player is down. He's got no clue, man. He's got no clue. He realizes 2 players are downed. This is so winnable. He's now finally figured out that it's a 1v1. And he's got
Stick it.
both of those
Stick it.
kills. He's got
Stick
to
it.
stick this. Shed baits him out, and he doesn't get the kill. Shed's
Oh
going to
my
win
God.
this now. There's no second chances. Taha, you don't have time anymore. And there you go. Round 1 by Elevate. Taha
Look
is
at Taha.
kicking himself.
Oh, no.
Oh, bro, look at the reactions on
Oh.
their faces. That's devastating.
I feel so bad. I feel bad, James, because he's done a lot right. And it's not, you know, he's got clearly not a lot of information there at the end in terms of the players that are downed. And I don't know if that's then miscomm from his teammates, but he clearly, for the start of that sequence, you know, didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle until he started to push in, clear out, etc. And he noticed, okay, 2 are down. Then he knows he's just playing a 1v1 at a post plan, and he almost gets the kill. That's the crazy thing. He almost kills Shed. So, well, I'm sure we'll get to see it here in the POV. It was a 1v3 for all intents and purposes. 2 were already down. So he gets the 2, creates the 1v1. This is the first attempt. Gets him down to 28 HP. At that point, Shed's played this really well as well, and Taha's got no time. So, yeah, I mean, if he could obviously play that round again, maybe he's a little speedier in the earlier portion of that post plant, but I feel bad because he's done a lot right there. And in the end, that was almost a winnable round for Hasib. Ultimately, though, 3-0 down. Elevate will take it.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Spawn peek from Hasib, 0-3 down on Consulate defense. That takes some real guts. I respect the grind. And this really could be a 2-1. That was very clutchable. Really didn't look like it for a serious moment there, but... Well, Hasib is just going to keep on mixing things up and hopefully find something that sticks. Now we're going to the split bomb site. But again, I said this twice now already, but I'm just really excited to see Elevate tested on some attacks.
Attackers have located
It's nice to get to see how a really good team goes for these attacks. And they look up at a setup, start to interpret it. Wow, Hasib almost killed from the bloody roof. That is a gnarly angle. It's the fear of God into him. Speak easy.
Loading new mag. Deploying heartbeat sensor.
RED active. If it runs on batteries, I'll see it.
High Q fan, high Cal to see if he can spot out Taha
Freebie.
on the cardiac sensor. Freebie. And High Cal does get the trade. Immediate trade. And Hasib, once P is still very low on that mirror, so right now you're probably back in the position that Elevate find themselves in. Still double hard breach.